How you doing, folks? I think we're live, right on time. I like being on time. I'm kind of a punctual guy. I don't know. I haven't always been that way, but it's nice. I'm going to give it just a few minutes. Let people join that want to. This is a little different. I don't normally do this, going back to the same group, same creator. But I did hint that I was thinking about doing this in that last one. I said, there's just released part 2, and I watched part 2, and there's one part of it I wanted to focus in on because I found it a little shocking. So let's grab our beverage, enjoy this. Wanted to cover these too. There's good comments before we went live here. Cybersloth said this. He says, "You know what I believe is the common through line throughout all of these unsolicited advice videos, besides people not respecting others' time and rules constantly getting in the way," which is true. We do see that a lot, don't we? It's that the DM to effectively describe a compelling narrative, not that rules light games are better than rules dense games. It's just that maybe the DM doesn't have to apply every rule in every situation. I think you're touching on something there that's very important. The key role, in my rubric of what the job description of a dungeon master, game master is, and I'm going to borrow this a little bit from my good buddy Max. Your role as dungeon master is not to tell a story. That's not your role. Your role is to ensure that the world remains believable. One of the key metrics that you will use to enforce a believable world is the determination of a difficulty class. How difficult is something that the characters are going to attempt? That's pivotal. And the greater you can be in terms of consistency and believability, the more believable your world is. So very, very important. If it's trivial, why are you wasting any time? Don't waste time if it's trivial. If it's something that has a interesting opportunity for failure, then yes, your job is to set difficulty classes. How hard is it to do this? Anyway, let's get caught up with some of you here. You're just going to see who's joining us this evening. I know this is short notice. I just thought, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. David, I'm keeping David Mills up. He can, if David Mills, those of you know that David Mills, if David Mills is a little ornery tomorrow morning, you can blame me. I was responsible for David not getting the full 8 hours that he needs. So sorry about that, David, and David's friends and colleagues, co-workers. Let's go. All right. So let's skip ahead here. Oh, yes. I have been accused. It's a terrible accusation of being, and please chime in if the music is all over the place volume-wise. I have been accused, dear viewer, of being nothing but a hate watcher. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. I am definitely not a hate watcher. We're having a good time here, folks. And to his credit, okay, let's just take a moment and thank all of those creators, D&D tubers out there, all of them that are brave enough to post their games. I mean, come on. There's a level of bravery involved. You're putting yourself out there. So it really is important that we take a look and just say, look, do I look a little like Emperor Emperor, I think you mean Palpatine? I'm not sure I'm wearing the right outfit for Emperor Palestine. It's a different outfit. Palpatine, there we go. So I do appreciate this. And I was complaining about this earlier today on X, saying, why is it that so many advice channels out there never post their games? Like, come on. I'm tired of the list. Give me the game. And then we can all determine whether or not the advice is worth following. So kudos to you, Mr. Colville. I do appreciate that as big a channel as you are and as busy as you are with your new product launch, and I do hope it goes well for you, you took time to record a game. And his setup is impressive. You're going to see it here in a second. They've got fancy cameras and excellent lighting and great audio, and they've put effort into it. I appreciate it. You don't have to, but it's nice. And, it's there for us to enjoy. And we're going to take a look at it. And we're going to have some things that we would suggest to you, Matt, as just a friendly advice. Let's just take it as friendly advice, right? I think it comes from a good place. It comes from a love of the game. I want you to understand that and those of you that are going to watch this and hate it, is that a hate watch? It's serious, is it? Alrighty. Well, let's get into it, folks, because this is important and I don't want to waste your evening. So let's transition over to this scene. Now, this is the same. These are the same people. I'm not going to go through this. Really glad of those of you that can join me last minute. Hate Watcher Crispy, as I take a look at part 2 of the Delian Tomb, the introductory adventure for Draw Steel, a new and exciting role-playing game put out by your friends and mine, MCDM Matthew Colville. And in this game here, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to really underline a couple things. And we're not going to try to do everything. We're just going to do a little bit. So, yeah, there's some different things. But again, I don't know. When I look at this RPG Gen XL, I'm not sure how much of it is medical or emotional. So I try not to pick apart that. I don't want to be accused of looking at things that people have no control over. Now you're going to say, now I say that and people are going to go, well, there's no control. I'm sure Matt has his own things. We all do, right? So maybe I'm digging myself a little bit of a logical trap there. Anyway, I'm not going to pick on James, his physical tics or what have you. Yes, well, we'll see more of that, I'm sure, Chubby. And by the way, those of you that are only going to watch 10 minutes of this, tomorrow I will be back at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Chubby Funster talking about his Kickstarter and his game. I'm looking forward to that conversation. It proves I've read through the manual. Well, I skimmed through some of the parts. I skimmed through, Chubby, but I did try to read through the core elements of it. I didn't read through every random generator table. We'll certainly talk about that. We were going to maybe try to convince Chubby that he should change assault rifle clip to magazine. Just call it a mag. Us gun nuts will be like, it's not a clip. It's a mag. The clips exist. It's just not the same. All right. No. That's nitpicking. We're going to be talking about Chubby's game. It's really interesting. I'm excited for it. I think it looks good. There'll be no changes. It's not a clip. Oh my God. Please. I won't bring it up. All right. Let's get started here. The music was great. Hopefully the volume is more or less right. I had tried to balance the volume. It is an important distinction. Okay. Just as an aside, a clip. So what makes it a magazine is that the piece of the firearm that holds the ammunition is detachable. A clip has the rounds on usually a little metal strip. The magazine for a firearm that uses a clip stays internal or is not detachable. So when you reload a magazine with a clip, you're pushing bullets down into the firearm itself. When you change ammunition for a firearm that has a magazine, you detach the box magazine and either reload the magazine separate, or you grab a new magazine and it inserts into the firearm. So if you're thinking of any AR types or those kind of things, or most semi-automatic pistols, I think there's a new one that is using a clip. I think it's Keltec has made something that does that. That's the distinction. Now, in popular TV shows and whatever, they're always talking about clips, and it's us silly. Yeah, M1 Garand is a great example of this. So the M1 Garand has an internal magazine, and the clip of bullets is pushed into that internal magazine. So it's called a clip. And then it pings when it's done. And yeah, exactly. Very, very iconic weapon. Anyway, poor Chubby. He's like, oh, forget it. I'm canceling. Don't cancel, Chubby. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. All right. Let's get started. Yeah. So that's right. So the magazine, that's true. In a I usually don't call like our terminology up here. Maybe it's different. The shotgun's cylinder, where the cartridges of the shotgun are loaded into, that's usually an integral part. It's not usually detachable. You can change them out, but it's not something that's changed out quickly. Anyway, not to argue about this. Okay, it's a genre thing. So in the 80s, we probably were, you know what, you're probably right, Chubby. In the 80s, we probably just called everything a clip, didn't we? Anyway, you're probably right. I was probably saying clip back then too. In fact, I'm sure I was. So there you go. That's a justifiable way. Kato is going to argue. What? No arguing on Twitter. It's a place of understanding and sensible conversations. Let's get started.
Your 2 result for 4 damage.
4 damage. I am dying.
And then he is crafty. Sorry, Dan.
I don't think you are sorry. Jordy's dying,
Where's
James.
he going?
Is he?
Yeah.
Where is he? I can't see him. I'll fix that.
All right, he's going to move back here.
Okay. Jordy's dying. Who's close enough to tell him? Is Dale's character close enough to tell Matt's character? This is going to matter to me. It's going to matter to me for reasons that will become apparent.
Also, nope.
All right, that is the end of my turn. So Matt.
Do we hear, or it doesn't matter if do I hear any sounds as though distant goblins chanting in a horrifying ritual?
Okay. I wasn't planning on saying this, Matt, but I think you can get that information from your friendly, you call them a director, from the friendly director. You can get that information in character by saying, just by a very simple change. The very simple change would be this: I listen for, and then you say whatever it is you're listening for. I listen for chanting. That's better than, hey, can I hear the right? Now, the problem I have, well, you'll see.
That is a good question. You can hear, it's very faint at this point, right? Sounds like.
So the way I would do that, James, is I would just say, and there's many ways of doing this, but I'm sharing with you is I'm giving you this advice because we're pretending that you asked for it. When I would answer that, I would say, I would just describe what was there. Faint rhythmic voices. It's quick. Oh, man, being in character. It's so fast. I love it.
Like maybe it's through a couple of different walls here in the tomb, but you can hear coming up like
Would you say, based on what you know?
Would you say? If it's, I'm not sure I like where this is going.
About the scenario and my character. Is Jago aware of the fact that they are trying to sacrifice Violet right now?
Okay. Do I know? That's what you're saying? Do I know? Does my character know this? Well, who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of that? Is the director in charge of what your character knows? I mean, you're not parachuted in here. You've been playing this character for, what are we now? 2 hours at least? From the beginning, you've been playing this character. So you would know what the character knows. Like this development. Because I watched the whole session. You had the lead up and all of that. I just don't like hypotheticals. That's what it comes down to. The hypotheticals. Would you say, in your opinion, would you say?
Do you have the religion skill?
Yeah, actually, I think I do.
Okay, so just because
I don't know why necessarily, but
you don't need to make a test.
No, I don't have magic.
Oh yeah, magic.
History, yeah.
I'll take magic. Because you have that skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like.
So I prefer, James, I prefer that you insist that the players take care of this. Just have the players take care of this. And what do I mean by that? So let's just say, Matt, I step into your shoes for a minute. I'm playing in a censor is the class. A censor, it's like a cleric, I think. I'm maybe an oversimplification. Don't come at me about that. I'm not. So using my magical abilities, I think to the rituals. I think back to the rituals that I've observed. And then you roll the dice. Can you roll the dice and see? That's how I'd end up. But that's not the point. We're getting to the point where my my spidey sense went right off, right? Okay.
Like what they are chanting is the words to some.
Okay, so K-Dolo, this is what I'm getting at. Matt's afraid of metagaming, so he's asking if he's allowed to do a thing. Let's say that's true. Let's say that's true. Okay? Let's go back to you. Let's say that's true. Listen to this. I'm going to let it play for a minute or so.
Sort of arcane sacrificial ritual.
Yeah, okay. Then, yeah, the Jago, hearing this, says, stop it, and starts running.
Oh, nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all my movement.
All right.
And this is you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you in need of healing?
Yes.
Are you in need of healing? Okay, did he say that in character? And before you say, oh yeah, clearly it was in character, because everything they say at the table is in character. That is an assumption that I think you can build into your game.
I don't know how he would know that. I don't think.
I don't know. Now, who's he here? He is his character. So I don't know how if we were speaking in first person, as his character's name is, I can't remember his character's name. Django, I think, or something. I can't remember. His character, he's saying, I don't know how he would know this. I don't think he's paying attention is the next thing he says.
He's paying attention, but I know it, and I'm in charge of this character.
But I know it, and I'm in charge of this character. What do you call that? What do you call that? Let me rewind this again. I want you. I really want to. I know I'm belaboring the point. Okay. Watch it again. I won't interrupt it.
Are you in need of healing?
Yes.
I don't know how he would know that. I don't think he's paying attention, but I know it, and I'm in charge of this character.
You're running.
And then there was a little cut there, I think. Okay. Let's just pause there for a moment. By a show of hands. just by a show of hands. Just by a show of hands. Is that metagaming? Well, yes, it's metagaming. Okay. If you don't think that's metagaming, I don't know. I don't know what you think metagaming is. He clearly said, my character wouldn't know this, wasn't paying attention, but I know it, and I'm running the character, therefore I do this. Matt, I think you will, if you canvass people, they would say, yeah, that's clearly a metagame thing. Now, in your table, maybe that's okay, right? Maybe it's okay. You're just okay with that. There's certain styles of game out there that I think it's just kind of assumed that everyone's going to metagame. But look at this. Look at the chat. I mean, dozens of people. This is metagaming. All right. Just so we've established this. What is the time on that? I wrote it down. I made notes. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. We got to get through
This is as far as I can go, though.
But you are going to take some opportunity attacks.
Why?
Because you went past this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
And that other guy, right?
Choose this guy.
Oh, no.
Just him.
Just him. Okay. So
That
that
makes
is...
sense. I don't think I would.
It's
Burning
literally
guy
1 damage.
And he's right by the corner.
But I am going to give you an extra hero token.
Oh, sweet. This is
Back.
uniquely mine, or does it belong to everybody?
Belongs to everybody.
Like all
Okay. If you're going to use a meta currency, and there's many styles of meta currency, you could say XP is a meta currency, and I don't think you're wrong. I think in many ways, XP is a meta currency, especially in games where you can spend that XP to do things. Lots of games do that now. What I don't like is this, okay, I'm going to give it because you did something, so you're going to get this hero token, but then everyone can use it? What? How does that work? Oh, but let's just pause. I don't know if you can see this, if you make this out. They have these fancy cameras. Can you see that my cursor there? These are really nice cameras, and they're on these fancy mounts. Matt, I'm envious of your camera setup. I think it's really nice. And we got some stuff in behind here. I haven't really taken a look. I've watched this. Oh, Code Names. Yeah, I know that one. What are the other ones that we have here? Anyway, I think this would be, if you and I walked into this room, I think we'd be very impressed with how this room is set up. I think it's very nice. And it is a serious camera. Like he's running like Canons. Those look like DSLRs. Impressive, man. Very impressive. Okay, but let's keep going.
I guess that's okay.
we're tactical heroic. But what about me?
Let me think for a second. I'm trying to think.
Teamwork isn't in there.
I'm trying to think about. There's a way I can.
While we're fighting goblins, he ran through a room. Well, he got a hero token.
Right? Yeah. I did literally nothing. I didn't attack anybody. I didn't. Yeah.
You do have maneuver left.
Yeah, I do, but I don't really have any damage. But I can heal this person. Yeah, I think as I run by, I see that you are badly wounded, and I have this overwhelming sense of concern and desire to protect. And you get 12. You get 10 stamina back, and you don't have to spend any recoveries.
Really?
Wow. I do.
Oh.
That seems to be a little bit at odds with what you said earlier, Matt. You said I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know that. I'm not sure how my character doesn't know that, but I know that. And since I'm running the character, I'm going to allow it. And now to come back and say, well, no, well, maybe there was a way that I could have noticed that you were bleeding all over the place or whatever.
Still winded, but
Yeah. Woe betide the party whose sensor runs out of recoveries, because that is the beginning of a bad series of bad events.
This is what I want. Great.
spending a recovery gets you back how much stamina?
A third of your max.
That's an excellent question, Nick. Okay, I got to pause again. Boy, you guys, fast and furious with these comments. Love it. Okay. Are the bits you've reacted to selected with Matt in mind? I ask because from these, it seems he's the only one really talking. It seems that way because he does have a tendency to be in other people's turns. But really, I guess for this particular episode of Unsolicited Advice, Matt, I'm just looking at this claim that you make later on, and I wanted to highlight this idea of whether or not this table is in the habit of metagaming. And I was going to call on the intelligent, handsome, there's probably maybe there's a girl in here, I don't know, maybe eventually, attractive viewers to watch and tell me, am I wrong on this? Is this not metagaming?
That should be written in the character sheet.
Yeah, it should be. You should have recovery value.
Actually, yeah, you should. I'm sorry. You should get back.
Stamina.
You should have got back now.
Recovery stamina.
Because this is not mathematically accurate.
Oh,
Because I have 27 total, so 1 should be 9, right?
Yeah,
9
yeah.
times 3.
1/3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't originally. I have a kit bashed kit. I have the
Gotcha.
City Watch kit, which is chain
right.
and shield. So he's like, well, I would say that's 3 less stamina, 1 more movement.
That's right.
And so that changed my. That means it doesn't know the math right, but I do.
Got it. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn. I don't
Yeah,
attack
that
anybody.
counts.
All right. Let's flip them back over. Why don't I gain some malice?
You know what would be great is if you could win initiative.
Okay.
Wow.
You know what would be great is if you could win initiative. Does that, in my mind, I hear that. I think metagaming. Because it's outside the character. Anyway. Am I wrong on that one? Maybe I'm just overly sensitive to this.
I mean,
Wow.
wow.
The censor's allowed to say that.
I don't know about this sensor, but yeah. In principle.
I think my blue squad is going to go before they die. They're very interested in this dead guy who just showed up. So
They're going to have a hard time killing me, I can tell them that.
burning guy is going to take some
They
damage.
can make me really unhappy, but they can't kill me.
And then is going to attempt to break the
How many
grab
of us
that you
technically
have.
can't
There's a
die?
nice big fire pit.
Aren't you immortal? Isn't somebody else here inadvertently immortal? Besides me? Who's
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is just so out of character that I'm conflating it with metagaming. But let's keep watching because I think it does become even more metagaming.
It's, I'm
The goblin does
so
break the
stable.
grab. You get an opportunity attack.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
just for breaking the grab, or does he move away?
So he breaks the grab, and there's 3 tiers of result you can get. And one is you can choose to break the grab, but you'll take an opportunity attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna smack him deeper into the brazier using my tail. Oh, no, you don't. So 10, 11, 12.
That's a good point, Kato.
is-
You're right again. It's at some point, it's just that, hey, look, I don't know if this is 100% metagaming. It's close enough to me that it's a distinction without a difference. I guess that's my point.
5 plus might, so that is 7 damage.
Okay, so that goblin is now winded, but does escape and is going to leap out of the brazier and give you a stab, and is going to bury the point.
Where, here?
Yeah.
Is that a good spot?
That is 5 damage to you.
Jeez.
Okay,
Little bit of a cut
I'm
there.
at -2.
Yeah.
oof.
And then that goblin is going to run back.
Before you do, am I spiteful?
I mean, you're an anti-hero.
You're an anti-hero,
He only just got winded.
and you hate bullies.
Yeah, but isn't part of being an anti-hero like grossly overreacting to minor slights?
Glowing
I could be wrong. I could be
No,
wrong.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so you
his
take 4
character.
damage as you run off.
That is just enough to kill him.
The math on this game is incredibly tough.
It is particularly for things like goblins that are meant to be like, you fight a lot of them. All right, and then the rest of the snipers are going to go. So now I'm going to attack everybody
Good
except
evening.
for our
Nice to have
tactician
you here.
friend here.
Except for me.
Yeah. So everybody except Raku is getting attacked.
Isn't that?
Thank you. When you say it fast, is that what you mean? And I should say it like that. Rock you.
Yeah, like Matthew, but with a rock.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's. Don't submit. Don't.
I feel a little bad about this because I think Jason, I think everyone here would get a lot more out of this experience if there was more gaming here, which is kind of odd for me to say because it's just I don't see it. Anyway, back on this. We're looking at metagaming, folks, here. Welcome. Metagaming.
Just like that.
I was testing some draw steel, and I have a friend who named his dwarf Groundathan, like Jonathan, but just replaced it. I was like, oh my god, it's a silly name for tests. Okay, so, oh man, I'm rolling like poop.
Good.
How dare you all? Oh, but I have an edge because they didn't move. That's great. So that is still 5.
Is there malice you can spend to make it?
No.
Yes, it is.
I need an underboss for them to get reckless. So that is 4 damage to everybody except for Rakyu.
4 damage to everybody.
Yeah. As the snipers.
Ooh, she is.
So what are we getting shot with?
Arrows.
And who's doing the shooting?
Dude, you're killing me. He's explained this. Where were you? That's the advantage of me just letting it play for a while. It's like it puts these questions in. It puts them in context. Like what?
The blue ones.
So the arrow that hits me, I just pull it out, and you can see there's no blood, and I throw it to the ground.
Whoa.
That was more for their benefit.
Yeah, but I still like cool descriptions. I knew that.
Oh, yeah.
He's a revenant.
That's so cool. No.
You could do that at level be a revenant? Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Because it's fucking dope. Okay.
I like the fact that we're not, our devils aren't called anything funky. They're just called devils. But I did not know when we decided that meant that they were going to be the first ancestor in the book.
Yeah.
Right, so the first thing that happens is devils. You're like, oh, damn.
We should call them Z-Devils.
The devils.
Yes, the devils. Yes.
That is the end of my blue squad's turn.
Okay. I might be in danger. We'll find out. Oh, no, we got hero tokens.
I'm in danger.
How do you spend hero tokens?
Okay.
What do they?
This is what I'm talking about. You have a moment there. Was it you, Willie, that said that? I think Willie said this. And good on you, Willie, for saying that. I'm in danger. Okay, well, is that said out loud? How are you communicating that to everyone else? That's how is that information? It's key information. How is that going to be communicated? And then you said, oh, maybe not because I have hero tokens. What? And then how do we use those again?
You say I spend a hero token.
Oh, what? No.
Yeah, so on your sheet it tells you the different ways and times you can spend them.
Yeah.
Your cheat sheet.
Recoveries,
What
right?
am I confirming here? What are you guys up to? It's an advertisement. What? Am I advertising? As far as I can tell, I'd be happy to see others. I don't know if it's the first one. What do we say here? Combat's fast and exciting and lasts 2 to 3 rounds at most. What? Who said this? Colville said this? Colville said that? No. You guys. He really he said that? Can someone confirm? Not that I'm calling you a liar, critical hit training, but 100% he said that. Oh. Yeah, I don't think Matt's a bad guy. Okay. So all of you that are like, oh, you're just hate watching. Anyway, we're asking you if it's the 3rd round of this combat. I don't know. I don't think so. So he might be correct. It's just that each round takes so long. Maybe it feels like it's longer. I don't know. Wow.
You can spend 2 to regain stamina as if you had spent a recovery without spending.
I mean, I can always do an inspiring strike to let you spend a recovery.
That's true.
That could break.
You
We
can
have
also.
a lot of healing for a party that doesn't have
Yeah, I was gonna.
conduit.
You can. You
okay,
also,
let's pay attention to this part, folks. Let's pay attention to this. This strategizing. Is it in character? And then how could it be in character? Because you're in combat. On your turn, you're able to say what? Whatever you can say in a 6-second time period? Right? That's ideally what it is if you're in character. If it's otherwise it's all out of character and it's
also have an ability where somebody attacks a marked target. You can let them spend a recovery.
Spend a focus.
You have.
Yeah.
You have.
I have every round. I can spend my recoveries for their health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So if you want healing before you do anything, I can.
I'm just -2 is all.
Okay.
You're -2.
I'm at -9. I mean, I've taken 19 damage, but I'm fine.
Man, we really messed you up. Running into that room.
How do you guys know this? Like, do you have health bars above every character's head? Technically not. I suppose that's not metagaming. It's just out of character. But still, this drives me crazy.
Yep.
A little bit.
There's another reality where I'm so cozy in my shadow.
Okay, that's the end of my turn. So any of you can go. It's new round.
Okay. Here's what I'm talking about. In a game where the players get to decide who goes first, is this not setting up a situation where players are going to use information to determine who goes next that their characters don't have? And my contention, Matt, is that is using outside of character information.
Do what you gotta do.
I don't think. All right. Yeah. Does anybody else want to go?
No.
I'll go.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to do anything exciting. That's the when you're like, do what you're going to do. I'm like, it's not. I'm just
No,
going to move. I'm just going to move.
I know you are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's exactly what I thought you were going to do.
5, 6.
Why don't you stop at the end of your first move?
Oh, I'd
if
rather
you
not
want.
though.
Okay.
No.
There is a headless goblin in that hall.
Right there.
what?
When you go around.
Yeah. It's there on the map, actually.
See
it's on the map?
something overhead?
Yeah.
See something
So
overhead?
when you come through, you see that.
Like
That's on the map.
Yeah, like it's a headless goblin corpse.
I didn't even bother looking at that. Actually, a headless goblin.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think.
Can you see that?
I don't think. Is it a corpse?
it is a corpse.
What was your dice tales? What are you saying to me?
I don't think Jago would notice or think about it.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to move the foal.
Okay, Django didn't notice. Great. Excellent, Matt. I'm happy with that. Cool. Good.
Yeah. Unrewind me.
So, okay. I just wanted to give you that heads up. There's also frescoes on the wall that show a fallen knight in Kalian attire and a large silver chalice being carried by a procession of warriors into a tomb carved with the name Delius on the front of it.
This kind of sounds important. If I were paying attention to this, that would probably mean something to me. How much damage do I take from these running past these goblins?
So you take 4 as they both attack you, and then I need you to, as you walk past the corpse, about 30 inches
Christ.
high, a scythe blade flies out of the wall.
I literally forgot about my own
Traps?
fucking
No
trap.
way. In the
I
Delian
literally
Tomb
forgot
in the
about my own
corridor?
trap. Yep. I need to go take that video down.
I need you to make an agility test.
Agility. Dead people are famous for being agile. Hang on a second. Let me see. I got a list of skills right here somewhere.
Just
I will say the chanting is getting louder.
What does the hero token do for my skill test? Yeah, I'm
it'll let you re-roll. If
Well, okay, I'm just
yeah.
going to get it ready. My staging area, my hero token staging area. Now, would alertness give me any awareness that there was a no? Probably not. Alertness is
Not when you say my character wouldn't pay any attention. That's what alertness is for.
Good point. Jason, good point. You pointed that out. Jason pointed out that Matt, you said this. My character, Jago, he is not paying any attention. So he runs right past. He gets yeeted by some trap. Great. Good. No complaints.
Yeah, hoisted by your own petard, man.
Alertness is so I don't have to pay attention. Wait, you mean it doesn't work like danger sense? It's just a fucking skill?
This skill is
I'm
just
tuning
a
out for
skill.
the environment. Wait, can I tune back in?
I feel like, yeah.
Why are the consequences of my actions?
Lose your head,
Oh
just stick it back
no,
on.
oh no, the consequences of my actions. Yeah, me sewing. This sucks. All right, yeah, just straight up.
You're gonna
That
use that
is
hero
a
token.
7.
Oh.
Plus -1 is a 6.
Would you like to
So
use
I
your
would
hero
use this
token?
hero token. Where do the hero tokens go?
That's great.
Here, the
Into Jason's.
DM
Yeah.
handle.
Haha. Now they become mine.
Yeah.
Villain tokens.
That's a 7 and a 1, which is a 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Tier 1.
You take 7 damage as this trap swings into your waist.
This is a new round, though, right?
This is a new round.
I
Yeah.
use
So you can
my life for
mine.
It's normally my life for yours, but in this instance, it's my life for mine.
So you pop off your torso and then stick yourself right
Yeah,
back
exactly.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just runs into you.
Yeah.
It doesn't cut you quite in half.
I just like pull the
Sticks in the
pieces of skin
pelvic
together
bone.
and tie them together. This actually, I'm still quite badly wounded. Especially
That's a great idea, Stan. That's a really good idea. I like that a lot.
considering I'm about to
Yeah, you just ran
trigger
the
an
goblin
entire
gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the good news is that I already triggered that trap for you guys, so you're welcome.
You're
Oh,
about to
good.
Keep going.
trigger some more. Something else.
Yeah, the whole encounter. Yeah. All right, well, I'm done.
That was everything? You
What do you
didn't
mean?
maneuver or
I just
anything?
fucking moved 12 squares, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's my turn. Sure.
That's why I was like, I don't need to do what I'm doing right now. But yeah.
So I think the gray goblin is going to attack Uvik. With bury the point.
You're like, wait, that guy's got our recoveries. Bring him back here.
Okay. Well, that is.
That guy has no recoveries. Bring him back here. How do you know? How does your character know that?
That is real bad. And your null field is of course on, so it's only 5 damage.
Only.
Willie,
Yes.
architect of the monster.
I'm dying.
Do null shamans have a null field?
Do gnolls create a gnoll field?
They kind of do.
Oh, okay. But it's not named that.
It's not named Knollfield. It is just Cackle Tongue.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Can I flag to have an insert in the video that explains what is the
Do you know, of all the people here, because I had some people saying, look, I just don't get it. And you know what? They may be right. That said that the purpose of this is just an advertisement. And you know what? Maybe you're right. It's just an advertisement. In which case, kudos to Dale for saying, hey, maybe we should explain this if this is going to be how to play Draw Steel. Maybe this is like a watch it played board game type thing. And she's going to make the suggestion, maybe we should talk about this.
definition of dying in this game?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Well, now's a good time to bring it up. Why not?
Yeah, because our friend Uvik is now dying. So when you are dying, you cannot heal yourself through the normal catch breath maneuver, which allows you to regain some stamina. Matt, you could have also taken the catch breath maneuver if you wanted to spend another recovery, just as a heads up.
Do that earlier.
And you are bleeding. While you are bleeding, whenever you use an action, you take extra damage as well.
Yeah, I'm in the danger zone.
So,
Ooh, this
but
makes me very happy.
if another, if
Guess what? We don't need to
So
film the other 2 days.
I guess the thing that I think that people miss is that when you're dying in this game, you don't drop unconscious.
You don't drop unconscious.
You're still up. You're still able to act. It's like a condition. Dying is like a condition, but if you choose to act, then bad things happen, right? Well, no, you have the bleeding. It's like you have the bleeding condition, which is when you act, you take damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can stop. You can heal yourself. Can you decide to like drop unconscious is there any kind of like play dead mechanic or anything like that?
There is not, but you could do that, right?
Okay, fair enough.
You can't. There are rules for dropping prone and taking the defend action, basically. Right.
But the idea is that dying or being dying, as we sometimes say in the rules.
Right. We do not say that anymore.
Oh, okay.
We say when you are dying.
Well, okay, yeah.
Or we used to say when you become dying.
Yes.
And now we say like if damage
When you start dying.
when you start dying. Yeah, so I
Actually-
think what we say.
I'm going to use my inertia.
That would be good
shield.
because I didn't say anything about that language, and I'm happy. But even though I didn't like it, but I was like, I'm going to trust the process, and it fixed itself, which is amazing.
But a point of fact, I'm not dying because I use my inertial shield
Ah,
to have the damage.
Hey.
have the damage.
And then I will knock back our fellow friend here.
Great.
10, 12, so it's only tier 2, so it's push 2, push 3.
Knit 1, pearl 2.
I'm going to slide him into the pillar.
Okay.
Just to maximize the effect
So
on
that's
him.
going to be 5 damage. Okay, great. And then that goblin warrior, I think, is going to move back. Dale, do you mind moving the gray goblin warrior just 6 squares straight back towards you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you. That is the end of that goblin warrior's turn. Now anybody else can go. So let's see.
I forget. Giving up your move doesn't let you do anything. Right. You can't sacrifice your move.
Yeah.
For what?
Well, no, there's things you can do with your move, but you can't change it into anything else.
Yeah.
You can move, you can disengage, you could ride if you have a
Right.
creature to ride.
You can. Yeah. Okay.
You got a creature to ride.
Well. Anybody want me to do
This looks
something
like
so I can use
this looks like
recovery,
your character
or
has
do you wanna use
summoned chronographic
If you're going to
duplicates
use
from the past.
Inspiring Strike,
It does,
I can
actually.
work off of
I see a problem here, and the problem is something we like to call turn by committee. Something that comes up quite often. When instead of the player running one character, everyone runs everyone's character, and everything is put together with. I'm against it. I gotta say, I'm against it, Matt. I don't think it's ideal. And the reason why I don't think it's ideal is because I think it leads to situations where, again, the temptation is there that you start using information that your character does not have to strategize your turns. Oh, it's okay, we can synergize together. Okay, that's fine. How do you do that in character, though? How do you do that without stepping out and just saying, okay, well, we're just going to pause time, and instead of trying to have it feel like a real-time dynamic combat thing, we're just going to do it as the game has a pause button, and we can just pause, and then the whole committee, the table of 5, can get together, and sometimes the GM jumps in too. So, all of us will get together and say, well, here's what you should do. Oh, well, thank goodness. Great. Well, now someone else's turn. Well, here's what we think you should do. What? You know what? Actually, let's just go back to this. I'm glad that you backed the Kickstarter, and I hope that it works for you. Don't let my skepticism over whether or not this is a game that I can roleplay stop you from trying to get the most out of it. I mean, I played Daggerheart. Let that sink in. I tried Daggerheart with a bunch of what we'll call aggressive role players, which is a term I just love that term. Aggressive role players. That describes, I think, those that are in my little circle here. Aggressive role players. We tried Daggerheart. We played Daggerheart. So, by all means, try it out. Maybe in your game it'll be different, right? Maybe in your game there won't be as much crosstalk at the table. Maybe you can figure out a way of it's true. I do have a lot of self-harm going on here. Maybe in your game you can figure out a way so that you can still stay in character and track everyone's heroic resources. It might take a little bit of work and some practice. I do think this is a very complicated game. Deekerhart. I do think it's a complicated game. But by all means, man, don't let my criticism of this particular game detract from your experience. Who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll give Draw Steel a go and see if we can make it work for our style of play. I mean, obviously it works for their style, but like I'm describing, this isn't where you run one character. No, everyone has input on everyone's character. Not my favorite style. Yeah, try it out. I mean, you never know until you try. I'm a big advocate for just trying the systems, right? You never know. I can't speak on the system too much other than when I see this kind of turn by committee, I'm certainly going to point that out. All right. Yeah, we should try like Draw Steel at some point. I mean, it's really expensive, Matt. I mean, I guess you have to cover your costs, but I look at the price of the PDF and I'm, yikes, man, that's expensive. I have to really want it. Okay, let's keep going because we're coming up to this key point here.
This is the one that hid.
Hey, mon vieux. There he is. Glad you could make it.
I might die in the meantime,
You're dying?
but I can get you a freebie attack on this dude in the doorway if you want to get him and then use your turn to do
Maybe she
like a full thing later.
All right. What do we call this? What is this? Let me back up a little bit.
Well,
You got
anybody want me to do
This
something
looks
so
like-
I can-
He sure did, and he played the heck out of it, man. Go watch it. He played the heck out of that cat. It's fantastic. Little samurai cat. It's awesome. Bushido code, the whole thing. With catitude. Yes, that's right. All right, let's go back to this. Again, I'm focused in on one thing, Matt. I'm focused in on this idea of we don't metagame at this table.
This looks
Recovery,
like your character
or
has
do I use-
summoned chronographic
If you're going to
duplicates
use
from the past.
inspiring
It
strike,
does
I can
actually.
work off of
This
that.
is the one that hid. I might die in the meantime,
You're dying?
but I can get you a freebie attack on this dude in the doorway if you want to get him and then use your turn to do
maybe she
like
get,
a full thing
maybe
later.
she get you not dying.
Or not
Sure.
dying?
Not dying is great.
'Cause
Big fan.
The best I can do is get a recovery out there, right?
Oh, I mean, that's not bad.
Within 10 squares.
Yeah,
But it seems like multiple people need recoveries.
it's true.
One of us could just use the
So
hero.
is your free, what is your, does your allow me to do what?
Well, it's just I can use accelerate, which gives you you can shift up to
How do you justify this level of advanced planning in a combat situation? How do you justify that? Is this just super advanced bullet time? Chat, do you see where I'm getting at with this? We're going to spend how much... Matt, you're on your phone again. You are on your phone again. Oh, man. Hey, good on you for going to church. Right? Rest of you degenerates, go to church. I was getting frustrated, but then I saw that comment and I feel good. I feel hope for the world. Got a nice person here. He's going to church. That's the way. This reminds me of a cooperative board game where there's no thought given to how much time elapses. It doesn't matter. But this is not. This is it's a simulated fictional world. Each round has time. There's no time in between the rounds. Do you understand why there's no time in between the rounds? How would that look like? Matt, you see my problem? I got lots of problems, Matt. But the one problem I have here that really is just the fly in the ointment, the sand in your bathing suit, the absolute thing I cannot get around is I have a hard time picturing your fictional world that James is trying hard to create. If I have to step completely out of that, pretend that time has stopped in between rounds, and then we have all of this time as a committee to decide who goes next and what abilities they use and where you're going to be with a perfect tactical view of everything. No fog of war, ever. But no, I mean, like, to me, Matt, this strays into the metagame territory.
2 squares, which would get you in melee with that guy, and then I can spend 2 to also let you use a maneuver. So I guess it depends on what your maneuvers are.
I have mark, and I have... Is that my only maneuver? Other than any...
If that's your only maneuver, then just go ahead and take your turn.
Yeah, it's probably better that I just walk up and hit him, and then somebody can spend a recovery. So who needs a recovery the most?
I am at -6.
I'm at -2.
I'm at 1. So
Probably...
You guys are fucked.
How do they know this? How do the characters know this? Oh, it's because we have an unlimited amount of time between rounds.
Yeah, that's not a sensor, right? Hercules.
Yes, Bacon, he's on his phone again.
Just wait.
But if you damage a marked target, you could use a recovery.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk up. So at the beginning of my turn, I'm going to take 2. You didn't use a heroic resource, right?
I did.
You did.
No, I did not. I used a hero token. Sorry.
Okay. So I just get my starting turn.
Could we not, ladies and gentlemen, could we not have had 2 more rounds in the time that it's taken to strategize this round?
One, 2. The movement's interrupted, right? I can get moving after.
You can split.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to spend 3
Move and fire.
to take an inspiring strike.
Okay.
Right. So as I walk up,
I'm so glad I didn't change the thumbnail. Matt, you're still on your phone. Isn't combat supposed to be the most exciting part of the game? I thought combat was supposed to be so tense and exciting that you have to be 100% focused. And the game you've created, from what little I've been able to glean from watching untold hours of this game, is that it is absolutely essential that every character understands what every other character is doing on their turn, because they have to track and adjust their resources based on what someone else is doing. You have to be absolutely paying attention at all points of this game.
kind of twirl the crossbow on my back,
Hell yeah.
which it just makes this kind of clap.
Jason, I love it when you do this. I have to say, I do love it when you describe what we see your character doing. I think that's a good practice.
Hanging click sound sticks there, and I pull out a gladius.
Oh,
I love that. I love that you say that. Great. What I don't love is everyone asking, well, what should I do next? Well, if I do this, well, what if you do that? Well, if you do there, and then I'll do this, and then when is that happening in the world? I mean, when is that happening? And if that's happening outside of world time, well, then to me that strays into metagaming. Let's keep watching.
In one, and I swing it right at this captain all in one go.
That's great.
Same hand.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Some people need forearms. Some people need
And I
one.
roll terribly.
It's
Hey, Space Roadie, good to see you, buddy. I hope you're talking about Matt's video and not mine, because I'm entertaining.
You can still get a recovery.
I have a new
That's why
triggered
there's a
action
headless
this round.
hobgoblin.
I don't think we need
What'd
it.
you get?
Yeah.
It's still 7 damage, and
is it?
And he can still do the recovery. So
Was it tier 1?
What's going on? Why is Matt laughing like that?
It's.
you can still get a recovery.
I have a new
That's why
triggered
there's a
action
headless
this round.
hobgoblin.
I don't think we need
What'd
it.
you get?
Remember what I just said. This is a game that requires the attention of all players. Matt has just remembered that James had given a clue when you went into the room that there was a trap there. The clue was a headless goblin on the floor. But the problem, Matt, is that you're going to be very disruptive for the next 2 minutes while they're trying to... Someone is trying to have a turn.
It's still 7 damage, and
is it?
And he can still do the recovery. So
Was it tier 1?
yeah.
I'm gonna use my triggered action because then it's like worst case scenario.
Dale, if you're doing this just because you know there's a worst case scenario outside of what your character would know, then I consider that, and I think most people would consider that, metagaming.
All right.
Because I only have one kind of triggered action, so you get to roll
I'm
again.
so dumb.
I get to roll it again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so
I did
what's
like
your
that you
triggered
had this
action
look
called?
on your face like, why?
I don't understand, with a game as complex as this, why there can be so much table talk. But again, we're looking at the metagaming, right? Because I see metagaming. Yeah, and you know what, Space Roadie? Dale here, that's the fairer sex in this game. She has some great moments, but they're drowned out. And even here, Dale, I do think that you're this whole, well, we'll do this and I can do this and it's metagaming. I see metagaming everywhere.
You're telling me this right now. Like, I know what I want to do.
So
And I'm
you
like,
see what happened, you feel yourself move back, you go again.
Yeah. 13 this time, so that's better.
I actually do, to pay a compliment where it's deserved, I think, sincerely, that Dale, when it's her turn, or she does one of her character's actions, she does try to describe it as what everyone sees. That's, again, I just mentioned that for Jason when he was talking about holstering his crossbow and drawing his sword. And he describes it as the action. I like that. It's good. All this other strategizing, though, I just don't see how that could possibly be considered to be anything but metagaming.
9 damage, and the devil
The devil.
can use a recovery.
You give your recovery to
So
the
it's
devil.
9 damage on this captain over here, James.
okay. 9 damage. He's winded by that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Winded.
And
That's so funny. I was like, why are you?
And these goblins get
Why do I care about a headless hobgoblin? And I was like,
Why are you still talking about this? That was last round. Guys, Matt, I think that time has moved on. You can have a good, hearty laugh about it afterwards. They're trying to take their turns. Just because you took your turn first doesn't mean that you can just check out. It explicitly doesn't mean that in this game, because in this system, you can't afford to check out. You're going to miss some of the triggers that would give you the resources you need to do all of your cool abilities when it is your turn again.
And as a maneuver, I'm going to mark.
That's great. I loved it.
I'm going to mark.
Especially because you're the one who put it.
James, you should be paying attention to the player whose turn it is.
Trapping that hole.
well, I know this sounds crazy, but
let's
I was in
go.
character.
Yeah.
I was Jago.
I
was
appreciate
thinking
it.
about what Jago was doing.
What order do the goblins go in?
What order do the goblins go in? Now, Matt said something that I kind of puts my teeth on edge, but Dale just asked, what order do the goblins go in? What do we call that?
The blue already went.
Blue already went?
So black.
Do the goblins have face paint that colors their squads? Is that how you can tell who's a blue goblin or a gray goblin? Are they wearing war paint? How else are you determining the color of the squad other than you are explicitly using information that you have that your character does not?
Hasn't gone yet. have
Black has
they?
not gone yet.
Oh, so I can leave it there.
Black has not gone yet.
Well, no, it's just because I'm like, that guy's gonna kill me.
That guy's blue. Yeah.
Oh, he's blue?
Oh, he's a blue guy. Oh, good. Then I can just go ahead. Oh, he's blue. Oh, I thought he was black. Huh?
Hey, yeah, stick it on.
I can leave it on
whoever.
black.
No. I'm not. It's fine. I was just worried about this guy killing me, but he can't kill me, so it's fine.
How do you know he can't kill you?
So either one of them is fine.
Well, hang on. Give him a little credit. He may survive until the next round.
And so
No.
tactically, I'm doing that. So if you attack the marked target, you can use a recovery.
Yeah.
Matt, the amount of phone here, I know I wasn't going to focus on this, but it is just over the top, man. It's over the top. Are you buying a house? Are you negotiating with a realtor? Like, what is going on that necessitates that amount of checking out of a game session? I just don't. Again, Dale, I do try to praise things that people do well. I've said it in the past. I think, Matt, you have a much nicer voice than I do. You have a very resonant bass voice. It's a nice voice. You have a nice voice. When you give your recorded videos where you're reading a script, you do it very well. But Dale and others, if you're making decisions for your character using information that your character could not have, such as what color is their squad on the battle map so I know the order of when they're going to act next.
Sounds good.
Okay. And then I can finish moving, but I'll take a point of damage from this guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, why do that? I can do this though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Totally fine. Totally legal.
Okay.
He really hates that.
Neener.
All right.
All right, that's it for me.
I'll watch the blue guys kill me.
They've
Just
already
because I
gone.
said that. Oh, they've already gone.
They already
Okay,
went.
great. Yeah.
They
Now
went
the black guys
first.
going.
They went first.
All right. So let's see. I have my white. The white one who's facing off with you is going to go next, Jason, and going to attack you. And he's going to try to bury the point. He fails to bury the point. It's 5 damage.
No, it's parry. It's only
2 damage.
2 damage.
Ew.
Jason, because I know you can do this, I think it would be so much more visual if instead of saying, no, remember I have parry, it's only 2 damage. Could you describe you using that gladius that you talked about before, saying you deflect? I parry away the attack. Instead of just, no, I got parry. Jason, I think you could do it. I really do. And I think it'd be cool because then it's, I'm reminding everyone what it looks like. And we're moving and it's combat and it's fast. And I'm parrying away because I'm skilled with my sword.
All right. And then that goblin is going to start running up the steps.
Oh, you're leaving. Well, I don't want that
Where's he
to
going?
happen.
What the?
Do you get an attack opportunity?
Yeah, because he's goblin.
Goblin. They're slimy,
Slimy.
slippery.
They're crafty.
They're crafty. Maybe slimy.
Man, slimy.
Why not?
Why would they be slimy? We're gonna follow them out like hey, get back here.
All right. That's the end of my turn. So who has not gone yet? Remember to flip your tokens if you've gone.
Oh yeah, I went.
We should get you
Once
not
again.
dying.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
You should go next.
make your peace before I start causing more
All right,
problems.
I'll go.
You're
but
no
I'm
longer dying,
Is this gonna be a
right?
TPK, do you think?
So
I don't know. It's going to depend on maybe what happens.
Is this going to be a TPK? In character? Out of character?
with you next.
bleed happens at the start of turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm just doing all my little.
I would love it if there was. To everyone who said that this game wouldn't have TPKs.
I know, right? Great. I'm just gonna immediately use my action on this marked guy to use Entropic Bolt,
Okay.
which basically the aging that you saw happen to me
Yeah.
before
Wow.
is focused on that dude. So let's go.
Oh, you're going to age him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, 15 plus 217 again.
Wow.
Nice.
Jesus. Thank God for Dale.
There's
And I get one of
there the
these
effect
'cause you
on tier
damage
3
I still only have one
So
target.
that's 7
Actually, no, I don't
corruption
have 3.
damage.
Everyone talking at once. Not everyone. There's a few that aren't talking at all, but so much people talking over one another. What is...
Because I
That used to
actually
be
begin my
time
turn. I
piece,
just
wasn't it?
7 corruption damage.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And then it says potency less than 2 slowed save ends.
Oh, P is for
Presence.
presence.
Oh, presents. Oh, great. I have 2 presents.
Well, the good news is
if their no,
Oh,
is
their
if their presence is less than
All
2.
right.
And I spend one of
Hit
these.
set a clip
so
where they explain that.
I spend focus so that.
Thank you so very much.
Why did your character's name just go to my head?
Brannigan.
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 I haven't said it in a while.
Yeah,
Brannigan
Brannigan can use a recovery.
And I am no longer dying. Thank you so
So,
much.
Brannigan,
Progress.
you feel the strength of time inside of you as you are crushing this goblin, and everybody can see the goblin's fingernails grow, hair gets long, skin gets wrinkly as they age rapidly, and then they turn into dust and Thanos away. And then
Chose poorly.
everybody realizes it's happening to a second goblin as well. So pick another blue goblin to wipe off the field because they are minions and you dealt enough damage.
It's got to be this guy, right? It's like he got caught in the field.
Yeah.
The time field.
And I put this mark back on this guy.
No. All right.
Thank you.
I'm feeling a little bit better about this.
Thank you,
I
Roku.
put it on
Yeah,
Gray.
things can shift
Gray,
wildly.
Gray hasn't gone yet, right?
That's no joke.
Now that
Gray hasn't gone yet, right? Which goblins are those again? The ones with gray face paint? No? That's not something that exists in the world? That's just a tool that the director is using to manage his minions?
That was tactical.
Gray did go. Gray did
did
go.
go.
Yeah. Black is the
Black
only
is
one that
not
has
gone.
not gone.
Okay.
And we'll go now if your turn is done, Dale.
Oh, no, wait, my turn's not done. That was my action, wasn't it? Okay. I'm going to. Can you only spend one recovery in a turn? For
No,
stuff?
if you could use catch breath now if you want.
Cool. I'm just going to do
And
that.
you can spend as many recoveries as you want to catch breath. Is that correct?
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
If you're an orc,
That's right.
orcs have
can
a
do as
thing
much,
where they
yeah.
can
Yep, we got
spend
no
as
orcs.
much
Yep.
as they
Was our catch
It's
breath is a
crazy to me
maneuver.
how
maneuver.
Yeah.
But I use mark, so I can't.
Right.
All right, guys, get ready for it. Get ready for it. I think I screamed at my phone for several minutes after this. Let's back up a little bit, just a little bit.
to me how
Maneuver.
Yeah.
But I use mark, so I can't.
the longer 4E went, the more they were giving classes from stuff other classes did. So the more classes started becoming kind of samey.
Like healing surges, but we call them recoveries. Totally different. If we call your heroic resource something different than someone else's heroic resource, isn't it still just a heroic resource? But that's not the part. No, that is not the part.
They didn't start that way.
Oh yeah.
But it's crazy to me how much party comp makes a difference in this game.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not something I expected, but it's awesome.
It's a big Like there's so much force just because of these two.
Yeah, there's so much force movement happening. Yeah. And it's interesting because we could, if we were metagaming, which we're not, right?
Did you catch that? If we were metagaming, which we're not. Excuse me? Definitely not metagaming. 104.44. Let's just rewind here. Just rewind. Just give me a second. I've got it written down. I wrote it down, Matt. What happened here, Matt? What happened right here?
I don't know how he would know that. I don't think he's paying attention, but I know it, and I'm in charge of this character.
I don't know how he would know that because he wasn't paying attention, my character that was, but I know it, and so that's what I'm going to do. Then we watched a bunch of stuff, a lot of which I would argue is metagaming or very close to it. And then you say this.
So much force movement happening. Yeah. And it's interesting because we could, if we were metagaming, which we're not, right? We're really not actually. But if we were.
You're really not. You're really not. Matt, are you really not metagaming? I would love to hear your definition of what metagaming entails. What is metagaming? See, Matt, you're going to need to enlighten me, all right? So, because I thought that metagaming referred to when a player is using information their character does not have, but the player has, in order to direct the character as if the character had that information, which they clearly don't have. And I polled people smarter than me. I said, what do you think? What do you think is metagaming? Is this metagaming? And everyone said, yep. They even raised their hands. I mean, crazy. They had to look on their phones. Where's the hand emoji? Haven't used that in a while. Here's the hand emoji. I'm sorry, sir. I just can't believe that. Do you really believe that? Like, you must really believe this.
Giving classes from stuff other classes did, so the more classes started becoming kind of samey. They didn't start that way.
Oh, yeah.
But it's crazy to me how much party comp makes a difference in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it's not something I expected.
It does. I agree. Your party comp makes a huge difference because every turn is done by committee before the round even begins. And then when it's a new round, you do the same thing again.
That's awesome.
It's a big, Like, there's so much force just because of these two.
Yeah, there's so much force movement happening. Yeah. And it's interesting because we could, if we were metagaming, which we're not, right? We're really not actually. But if we were metagaming, we would have no problem keeping ourselves alive right now. Like, could things get worse later? But we have.
You know what? I got to find this video now you're talking about, Stan. On metagaming. What is meant by metagaming?
Lots of little ways to heal each other and stuff like that, which is cool.
The speaking of,
You mean like if your sensor didn't run down the hallway?
Listen, that's where there's a young woman about to be sacrificed. Why aren't you running down the hallway?
Not until you trigger the event.
That's true.
Not until you trigger the event. You trigger the event. How would your character know that? Or is that's a game thing? That's a player that knows that. Thank goodness that Matt just told me they really aren't metagaming. Really not. Oh, you're probably having troubles posting links. I'm sorry, I'll find it. I just couldn't get over that. I couldn't get over that. We're really not metagaming. Really?
It's true. Yeah. So my character doesn't know that.
You guys were deciding what your character was doing based on the color of the squads, because that told you what order they were going in. That color doesn't exist in the fictional world. They're not wearing different colored face paint.
They run around the map, aggro and everything.
Does it reset and re-trigger and re?
this goblin falls prone and slides.
Oh, fuck off! They live here.
Yeah, they know.
Oh, thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Penitent
Here,
man
and then pops
kneels
up
before
as
God.
Penitent man. Yes.
To avoid the trap, and then is gonna stab.
That's so unfortunate.
Hey, where are you going with my mark?
That is 4 damage. Where you go with my mark? Hey, I need that. Yeah, so they slide under the scythe, right, as it thunk comes, because they are much shorter, so they only really need to duck their heads down.
Sure. Yeah, I get it.
Come back up.
It's smart. That's yeah.
Now that they know where it is.
It's smart.
Yeah. Willie, you going?
Yes, I am.
Cut there.
It is your turn. Excellent.
It's like that trailer for Final
This doesn't look good
Destination
for
18 we
Homestar
saw.
Runner.
Yeah, I was like,
Dude, Jason, I am trying to be on your camp, man. I really am. But when you start talking about movie trailers in the middle of a combat in your role-playing game, and you're talking about Final Destination, you lose me, man. You lose me.
what is this? I was like,
I knew exactly what
Glad you're here. No random numbers.
it was. Yeah. Final Destination movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
You're like, you don't get to
it's kind of a
leave.
weird. Yeah.
Oh, all right, so you run up there.
Do you want to live? Let's make a deal.
Oh, I love that. It's great.
What kind of deal?
You take us to Violet, and I'll let you live.
Bargnot will never let me live if I take you to Violet.
Then I'll take care of Bargnot.
Make a presence test.
Oh, God. Never mind. Okay. May need to retire these dice. That is a 10.
The goblin looks way too scared and is not of you, of something else.
Okay. I'm gonna stop. I guess. Before I leave you fine, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to check on a link that was sent to me. Hold on. I gotta open it up here. And see, let's just see. Where is it? Oh, okay. Got it. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta do some things here in the background. All right. Let's go back here. I'm gonna click on this link. Better not.
Hey everybody, Matt Colville.
Okay. All right. Good. We got Matt. 42 minutes, Matt. I don't know. All right. Let's just look at what is metagaming, starting at 5 minutes. And we're going to just watch and see. Maybe we're working on... How much time should you spend on your phone? All of it. All right. Let's just look. Maybe we're working... Matt, to be fair to you, maybe we're working on completely different definitions. Okay, I'm looking at Matt here. All right, let's see. Can I get that showing over here is the question. Yes, I can. Okay, this is Matt 7 years ago. I mean, guys, a lot can happen in 7 years. Running the game, metagaming. Let's just see what he talks about metagaming. What is metagaming? Let's just listen.
Gaming. The criticism leveled by the people who wanted to go further the quest against the people who wanted to go down the branch was that the people who wanted to go down to the dead end were metagaming. And this was a criticism. Typically, when we hear or use the term metagaming, we use it pejoratively. We use it in a negative sense. We use it to criticize other players. But was it metagaming? That's a good question, and that's the subject of this video. The question of what is metagaming and is it always bad? I'm going to give...
When would metagaming be good? Isn't the purpose of the game? Is it at 1.5? No, it's at normal speed. What are you talking about? Isn't the purpose of the game as a role-playing game to step into that character, to role-play the character? Are you telling me that's not the purpose? No, the purpose of the game is just to win it? By all means necessary? If I read the module then, is that cool? If I read the module you're running so that I would know where everything is that cool? Is that legit? Is that foul play? Why would it be foul play? If I'm just trying to give myself every edge, shouldn't I just read everything? Shouldn't I just have the monster manual up in front of me so that whenever there's a monster, I can just see exactly what it is? Isn't that good? When would it be good to use information to direct the character's actions that the character itself would not have? Ugh.
I'll give you another example. I'll give you a cliffhanger. I'm not going to answer the questions I just asked about what was going on the night below. I'm going to raise another issue. My friend Jerry, who is the live producer of our upcoming stream, was running, this is during the playtest, and he was running one of the playtest adventures for 5th edition, and he was describing, we were in a corridor, and he was describing a hole in the floor, and we were investigating this hole. It was a regularly shaped hole, and it appeared as though it went far down. It wasn't a trap, as far as we could tell, and I dropped a torch down the hole, and he described as I see the torch fall and then hit what appears to be ground about 30 feet down, and I could see how the light of the torch was illuminated against 2 walls here, but then it would just disappear along these, and we're like, oh, it's a corridor. We're in one corridor over another corridor, and there is a hole that links the 2 of them. That's very interesting. We continue down our way, and then we hit a dead end and we backtrack. We look down the hole again, and Jerry says that the torch is gone. This is very interesting. There's been some activity down below. So I, because I've got plenty of torches, light another torch and drop it down there. And this time, Jerry says, the torch falls a certain distance and is extinguished. And there's this shimmer for a second, as though it has fallen into a pool of water. Actually, I think he just described it as being like a shimmer. And then we concluded that it was like a pool of water. Like the torch had fallen into a pool of water. And the players sitting around were like, oh, that's interesting. But I sat there thinking to myself, how is it possible that there wasn't a pool of water down there before, and there is now? It must have, my teammates were thinking that some water had been introduced into the environment, but that seemed unlikely to me. I was imagining something wet that moved, but we couldn't see it. And so I immediately exclaimed, it's a gelatinous cube. And Jerry, I could tell I was right, because Jerry deflated somewhat sitting behind the screen.
Matt, I need more information. Had your character ever experienced or had any encounter with a gelatinous cube? Would it be reasonable that your character would know that a gelatinous cube is a possibility? If they could reasonably know that, then sure, what you did is fine. If there's no way ever your first level character had ever encountered gelatinous cubes, but you, as an experienced player, could surmise that it was a gelatinous cube, then how is that good? And let's follow this. Let's just follow this for a second. You and I share a desire to have more people enter the hobby. You and I think that introducing people to the game and to the hobby is a net good and should be encouraged and practiced as much as possible. If you're going to allow out of character player knowledge to win a situation based on a player's familiarity with the game and all of the fantasy tropes that are in it and all the gaming tropes and I attack the gazebo and never split the party and all of these other things that we do all the time, then where does that leave a new person in the hobby? Aren't they at an extreme disadvantage now? Because instead of just playing their character, who's still wet behind the ears and has never been in a dungeon before, let's say, and they're with other characters that are supposedly wet behind the ears, brand new, it's my first day, I'm new here, but they're being played by people like you and I who've been in this hobby for decades. That's going to be a very lopsided party, isn't it? You guessed something. Again, I need more information. I need information about your character. Because if your character, there was no plausible way your character would know that, but you, like me, experienced in the hobby, can just guess it, then I think it's entirely reasonable that your GM buddy felt deflated.
This is probably one of the first times he had run Dungeons & Dragons ever. I know he'd played like MERP and stuff like that back in the day. And certainly this was the first time he'd run in a long time and the first time he'd run for us. And I had just kind of, I had just taken the wind out of his sails.
Yeah.
Was I metagaming? I asked on Twitter what metagaming was, and I asked for examples, and overwhelmingly I got like hundreds of responses. And overwhelmingly, all the responses, like 80 to 90% of the responses, said some variation of metagaming is when your character acts on information that you as a player have, but that the character does not. I think that is a good definition, and regardless of whether it is or not, it's the one we're stuck with because...
I think that's a good definition. Did I hear that right, folks? Did I hear that right?
Does not. I think that is a good definition, and regardless of whether it is or not.
Let us return.
I don't know how he would know that. I don't think he's paying attention, but I know it, and I'm in charge of this character.
You're running toward.
Yeah, I am. Good to have you here. I'm just frustrated because I see this as, oh boy.
Not, it's the one we're stuck with because ultimately usage is all that matters. So this is how people use the term, and it is a criticism. Was I metagaming when I thought about what was down that hole and correctly deduced that it was a gelatinous cube? I don't think I was, because my character did not act on that. But it certainly wasn't fun for Jerry. So this is an instance where I...
Wait a second.
...was a gelatinous cube. I don't think I was, because my character did not act on that.
So you're... Okay, so this is your get out of bad gaming... okay. But my character didn't do it. I just announced it to the table. And so then the table, they're just going to have to... What, ignore that you said that?
But it certainly wasn't fun for Jerry. So this is an instance where I wasn't metagaming, but I was using my out-of-character knowledge. I was using my experience as someone who's been playing this game for a long time. I didn't act on that information, but I definitely ruined some of Jerry's fun. The criticism leveled against my friends playing Night Below, EJ and TJ, was that they were metagaming because they were thinking in terms of experience points and levels, which their characters would not. Now, this is true. They were thinking in those terms, and their characters do not think in those terms, but I do not think they were metagaming, and I had to explain that certainly all of you, everyone at the table, all the characters in the game, have some understanding that they are better warlocks and druids and fighters now than they were before they set out on this grand adventure. And they must be aware that there is some correlation between going out into the world and getting experience with a lowercase e, fighting monsters, learning stuff, and becoming better as fighters and druids and warlocks. Your characters aren't dumb. They're aware that they can cast higher level spells now, even if they don't think in terms of spell levels. So it seemed to me perfectly reasonable, and not only reasonable, traditional for the players to say, hang on a minute, we are going to go fight something really nasty down in the City of the Glass Pool. Let's get better at being warlocks and druids and fighters and clerics. Let's go down and check out what is in this branch, and certainly there will be treasure down there. The gnomes just...
This seems like a real stretch to me, Matt. You're equating training with metagaming? Oh, well, they know that they have to exercise their skills to get better at them. Therefore, ergo, metagaming? That's what you're claiming? That's the same as you shouting out something that you know that your player doesn't know? I don't agree that this is a fair comparison that you're making. Oh, well, they were metagaming because they were thinking about their characters getting better, and the characters don't think that way. Really?
Just told us about that, and that treasure would be useful. So to me, even though...
These are the videos you guys tell me. I still get comments. I really like these videos, though. Running the game, that's where it's at.
The characters don't think in terms of experience points or levels. They are certainly aware of the reality of the world of Dungeons & Dragons, and that they are getting better at what they do as a result of exploring and fighting monsters. On the other hand, I think there was a legitimate criticism, because part of the accusation of metagaming was the awareness that they had missed out on experience points and treasures in the in Avarak Sul, in the Dwagar stronghold that I had stolen. Because that is the players thinking in terms of the structure of the adventure, which the characters are not aware of. The characters don't know that they're in the middle of a story. And so it is unreasonable for the characters to behave in a way that is informed by the player's knowledge of, for instance, how many...
Oh, sorry, knowledge of what?
Pages through this adventure are we?
I don't know how he would know that. I don't think he's paying attention, but I know it, and I'm in charge of this character.
You're running towards. Like there's so much force just because of these two.
Yeah, there's so much force movement happening. Yeah. And it's interesting because we could, if we were metagaming, which we're not, right? We're really not actually. But if we were metagaming, we would have no problem keeping ourselves alive right now.
What am I missing? Is there something else coming? We got a little bit more on metagaming?
Or if you're not running a module, how many sessions into it are we? Do we suspect that the big bad evil guy is on the other side of this door because we know how adventures are structured and that is dramatically appropriate?
Could we include in that, Matt? Knowing which group of goblins is colored which way so we know which order they're going to act in? Isn't that the same thing? Isn't that the same thing? That's what you guys were doing.
So I think that in the discussion of what is and what is not metagaming, it is unfair to accuse players of metagaming simply because they're trying to get experience points and get treasure before they go fight something. They must have some awareness.
Training, sure. Training, no problem.
Of how that stuff works in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, that high-level characters are characters that are more powerful than low-level characters, and they got that way because they fought a lot of stuff. There's a lot of rules in Dungeons and Dragons that your character is not aware of those rules, but they are aware of the reality that those rules describe. And so I think often when players are accused of metagaming, it is unfair because even though correct, the characters don't know what rolling 2 20-sided dice and taking the higher die is. They certainly understand that if we are on opposite sides of this bad guy, the bad guy cannot defend himself against both of us at once. And that situation is advantageous. I'm using.
I think you're talking about separate things here, Matt. I think you're talking about separate things. Now, somebody said something in comments. We're going to watch the players here, see if this bombshell, how they react.
From stuff other classes did, so the more classes started becoming kind of samey. They didn't start that way.
Oh, yeah.
But it's crazy to me how much party comp makes a difference in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not something I expected, but it's awesome.
It's a big, Like, there's so much force just because of these two.
Yeah, there's so much force movement happening. Yeah. And it's interesting because we could, if we were metagaming, which we're not.
I saw Willie's eyes dart up to him like, are you going there? Are you really going there? No one else is paying attention, but.
Not. Right? We're really not, actually. But if we were metagaming, we would have no problem keeping ourselves alive. Right now. Like, could things get worse later?
That's exactly what you guys are doing right now. We've watched it. That's exactly what you're doing. We're going to keep everyone alive, right? That's how you started this round. Because Dale said, looking dodgy. I might be dead. No. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Do you see why I felt the need to do this? Did you see it? Are you with me on this? I just couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, Matt. I couldn't help myself. When I watched this game, the second session, which is really just a continuation of the first session, right? So it's really just it's the same game session. It's not like there's been time in between episode 1 and episode 2. It's the same game. And I watched this and I was okay, well, obviously I'm not going to come back to this. It's the same. I'm going to just repeating myself again and again and again. And then I heard that in 1 hour, 4 minutes and 44 seconds in, if we were metagaming, which we really aren't. Yeah, that's right. Poor orc child coming to Matt's defense. You're right. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my ears. What is going on? I just couldn't. And so I went back, just like I did here on the stream. I went back to it and I listened to him say this. Wait a second. He just said he's doing something his character didn't know, but he knows and he's running the character. So therefore, ergo, de facto, we could just do this. Then one of you, intelligent, handsome viewers, said, hey, wait a second. He had a video on this metagaming thing. We watched the video. He said, well, yeah, this is the definition. He did try to say it's okay to metagame. I'm not sure I agree with you, Matt, but... Oh, man. It's, it was just a little much. To me, I was like, what? I really... I struggled with that, Matt. I did. And just to be clear, I do hope that your game does well. And I have a viewer in here. He's probably gone to bed. I don't blame you, sir. Said he's backed the game. He's got the game coming. He's bought your product. And I encourage that viewer. Don't just throw it away. Try it. See how it goes. You may be surprised. It might work for your group. And if it does, I'm happy for you. I think this game is built around that assumption that there's this using out of character knowledge to direct characters in every round is not only desirable, it's somehow not metagaming. Which does conflict with the definition that you used. Now, granted, that was a long time ago, Matt. I understand. But I was just... Yeah. You guys have stuck with me this long. What's your take on this? Before we call it quits for the evening, what did you think of this? I have a hard time with that. Oh, no, we're not doing this thing that you can clearly see that we're doing. We're not doing it. Clearly, we're not doing this thing that you're obviously seeing us doing. And it's not, to be fair to Matt, it's not just his statement there, which I immediately zeroed in on. It's also all the rest of the players too. I'm going to make decisions based on the color of these squads that my character would not know, but I know. It just isn't... it's not the style I want, right? I don't think it's a good practice. Because to me, the game is about role-playing that character in an authentic, real way. You're trying to make decisions as if you were stepping into that character and only using the information available to the character. That's part of that role play that we talk about. Us aggressive role players. We got a few of them here in chat. Aggressive role players don't do that. Because they're absolutely committed to staying in character as much as they can. And yes, they're going to announce the rule they're using. And yes, they understand as they use their skills, they're going to get better. That's fine. That's contained within the world, as you yourself said, Matt. But this idea that you can just step out of the character and use this player information along with other players, sharing information that the characters do not have, and then not call that metagaming, it's just a bridge too far. It's a bridge too far. Let's just see. Saw some big comments here. Let's take a look at it. Dice Tales again. Dice Tales, we got to get you, an aggressive role player. We need to get you back into a game. How's that new internet working out? We got to get you into a game, sir. There's a lot of metagaming going on, but I don't know if it's necessary to play the game properly. It would play a lot better if and would be more suspenseful without the metagaming. Yes. Yes, it would. Yeah, it's true. You know, different styles. I'm obvious. It goes without saying. I approach these from my own style. Just like someone who's going to critique my own games is going to approach it from their style. It's understood. What else we got? Yeah, you see, I see that too, Max. Like, oh, no. All the stuff that you have seen us doing for the last hour and 4 minutes, ignore that. Just take what I told you, which is that we weren't doing that. Great, Ethan. I'm glad you've typed this out. Role-playing games have become Gloomhaven and HeroQuest. Those aren't bad games at all, but they're not role-playing games. Maybe Draw Steel is a good board game, but a good role-playing game remains to be seen. I get that impression too. Looking at how this plays with all the interruptions, and you've got to track this resource, and we have these, we'll have a token for this and a token for that, and these other things. To me, it feels like Gloomhaven. Don't. Exactly, Rolling Stay. Who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? I don't have a strong dislike for Matt. I don't. I haven't really consumed a lot of his content other than his actual plays. But I don't have a deep-seated. He didn't hurt me, and I do hope he's successful, and I hope that he grows the hobby. I would prefer it would grow the hobby with people focused on what I think makes the hobby unique, which is role-playing, not metagaming. A lot of people chiming in that it's a lot of, don't pay attention to the fact that we're role-playing. I do think this is a missed opportunity. I do. I think it is. I do think it's more of a board game. And I do think for us, Max, I think we would have a harder time with this Draw Steel. Not saying we'd never try it. I just think we'd have a harder time. Because of that, you constantly, I'm doing this. Oh, okay, then I can come in here and then I can do this. And you have to step out and talk about the mechanics. There's no way around it. I can't see a way around it. Rob, no random unders, responding to Rob McKenna. That's the most insane part to me. Why haven't they called Rolling Initiative Drawing Steel? I completely agree. Draw Steel. All right, Dice. No excuses, my friend. We got to get gaming again. Us aggressive role players, we need it. Yeah. See, I don't want that to stand out because I want that to be the norm. There may be a way we could do it. We would have to have everyone showing the resource being spent on screen. I think, Max, you've got a way of doing this. You can label in Sophie's Dice, you can label tokens. And so you could show those tokens if it was large enough and everyone was paying attention, which aggressive role players do, by the way. You would be able to see. So I guess you could use some on-screen things. Still, it's very intense. Like, you're going to have to track a lot. Nice one. Metagaming is what my character would do. And I think that's a great place to end it. Thank you so much for being here with me for this very short notice, unsolicited advice as we look at metagaming, what it's all about, what is metagaming, why was this really not metagaming, wink wink, nudge nudge. I don't think you should metagame. If that wasn't clear by now, you've just joined us. My name is Crispy. I am an advocate for high trust games, in-character games, we'll call it aggressive role playing, led by the players through their characters, and not players trying to win the scenario using information their characters don't have. That's what I want. So, again, thank you for joining me. I hope you've had some entertainment with this, and I wish you all the best and lots of great games to come. Until then, remember, come back right here, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Going to do something different. Going to talk to Chubby Funster about his kickstarted game. A very interesting vibe on this game. 1980s vampires. Now that sounds really cool. So thank you, and I will look forward to that when it happens. And I hope that some of you will come on back for another round. This time, a much different style of video with Chubby Funster, who has been here for this whole stream. Thank you very much, sir. And thanks to everyone who will watch this on the replay. I will talk to you all later. Have a great evening. Good night.